What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Big shout out to my doggy mind Scursis for coming through and boosting up the coins. So, we got some, I don't know what you'd call it, unfortunate, wiggy, off key, typical, really, you could probably call it typical Dave Allen news, man. He's negging himself out. I'm going to take my bet off, I think. I really am. I'm going to think about taking it off. I don't know what he's doing talking publicly in this video. We're going to watch the whole thing. It's only about 7 minutes long, 6 minutes long. He's just negging out. Oh, I'm not really up for this fight. I was up for the first fight. I like being the underdog. You are the underdog. You're a 3-1 underdog, you plank. What are you talking about? You'd think he just beat Muhammad Ahmad Golovkin. And he's like, I've done it. My name's Alexander. My name is Dave Usyk. Yeah? My name is Dave Alexander Allen Usyk. And I've done it all. And, you know, there's nothing really left to motivate me. Oh, I'm been feeling well, and I've put weight on. I think it's better to be heavy, and you know, man, I give up with this guy. You're not bumping my money again. That's what you're not doing anyway. Is the bars?
Is it Tuesday? So you know what? Actually, I was really ill. I didn't train I think for 7 days. Maybe I was really ill, really ill. I lost about 15 pounds in 3 days. I was bad. I was really bad. I was really bad actually. My stomach was terrible. I won't go into details because it was not very pleasant. But I was ill. I missed a week, but you know what? I was training really hard. I'm feeling tired, to be honest. I was feeling really tired. I was really pushing myself in an evening. Probably running too much and lifting too much weight. And I sparred last week and I didn't spar very well, actually.
So I'll stop him there. Listen, illness can hit you anywhere. So I'm not saying it's necessarily 100% correlated to his actions, but he says there, yeah, I was working really hard and losing a bunch of weight. This is why you have to stay in shape, people. Yeah? I can't think of nothing worse than knowing I've got to fight someone and I'm not already ready before the camp's even started. Imagine that. Imagine just rolling off the Christmas couch and knowing you've got to fight someone in 8 weeks. I want to be like Usyk does. Even AJ. I want to be... That camp is a specific camp for your opponent. It's not a, Billy Joe type camp. I've been pouncing around on the site somewhere for 6 months and now I'm going to fight a man in 8 weeks. So you might have, if you've been proper out of shape and then you go from doing nothing or very little to caning it and cutting weight. What you want to do, you want to be at your prime weight before you hit camp. Then your body's not going through big changes, and I'm not sure exactly, but I'm pretty sure when you're changing your body composition and losing a lot of fat, it plays with your hormones and whatnot. Or certainly being in a calorific deficit. So if you're used to having a bunch of calories and you go from having less calories and then at the same time a whole bunch of expenditure, it puts your body out of balance. Bosh, you're sick. Bosh, you're knackered all the time. If you'd have hit the ground running, i.e. you've been training after the last camp, you're already fit. The difference between sitting on the couch and hitting it hard and being ready and hitting it hard, two different worlds. Your body's not going to be like, it's not going to be a big shock to your body because you're already hitting the ground running rather than a cold start. I don't know where they find these guys at. I really don't know what, I can't explain. These men make good money as well, man. They get paid good money for this to be their job. Should be grateful for this type of work. You know what I mean? Couple $100,000 for a few months' work. Who gets that? That puts you in the top, I don't know, whatever it is. Probably, certainly the top 1% of earners. If you can bring home $300,000 a year, you're in the top 1% of earners. Oops. And you're just blowing it. This is your last innings. I can't believe it.
I think it's all different. It's probably a guy called War Chief, and he got the better of it. I was knackered and didn't spar well. But I wasn't bothered because I understand that you can't spar well all the time, a bit tired, or you know, I've had a good day and I've had a bad day or whatever. But I was tired and I went home on the Thursday. I trained Thursday morning. I had Thursday night off. I took Friday off as well, actually, because I was tired. So, you know what, I'm having Friday off. I was absolutely knackered. And then Saturday, Sunday, got really ill.
Now, to be fair, again, he might have been... Sometimes when you're getting ill, you will feel knackered. So that might have been the case. But this guy makes me laugh. Oh, I'm knackered. You're going into a camp, man. You're going to be knackered. That's the whole point. You can't do it. You can't... I don't care what no one says. If it was possible, yeah, for athletes to be peak performance in 8 weeks, no one would train. Golfers would just turn up. Golfers... I understand you're not getting punched, but no one's saying you have to get punched all year. Keeping your cardiovascular system red hot, that don't cost nothing. Running, heavy bag, pad work. There's no excuse not to be already there before your camp starts. So you can reduce the risk of these things happening. And if anything else, you don't put a bunch of weight on. I mean, what are you doing all day? It's not like Dave's got another job. He does 9 to 5. What's he doing? Sitting down playing video games. Oh, that's what he's doing. Sitting down playing video games. And he'll be sorry when he looks back, and he hopefully not. But well, I couldn't care less. He hasn't really earned it, in my opinion, like that. But he'll be the one looking back when he's 40 and he's blown through his money and he's got to go back to normal work. He'll be thinking, damn, I probably should have just stayed in shape until I was 35. How hard is that? Us men have to do that anyway, and do all the other shit we got to do. Stay in shape. Wild. Crazy.
Saturday night I got ill, Sunday off. Went to the gym Monday, couldn't train, I was really bad. Tuesday, Wednesday the same. Thursday the same. Did a little bit steady Thursday actually, a little bit Friday. Tiny bit Saturday. Had all day Sunday off because I wanted to spar well Monday, so started again this week actually, started again. Like I did like a 5-week camp, really pushed it, then I had to have a week off. But to be honest, it worked out for the best actually. I was really pushing myself, and I think if I'd have carried on how I was carrying on, I'd have run myself into the ground.
I mean, how hard is it? That's inevitable when you go from Christmas couch to oh damn, I only got 10 weeks now. Damn, I've had 3 months off and I've got to do it all in 10 weeks. Why do you repeat the same things for? How hard is it to stay in shape, man? How hard is it? All you got to do is go to the gym probably 2 hours a day. That's all you've got to do in your life. Your kids go to school, even if they're not at school, whatever you're doing, you can find 2 hours a day if it's your professional job.
That's what I did for the prize fight actually. I never got it back. For the prize fight, I overtrained and just crashed and burned really. I was absolutely knackered, and I weren't mature enough to get myself back together. I just thought, you know what, fuck it, done now. I'll turn up and fight price, whatever, not bothered. I stopped training. But I've had a little bit of a rest. It was self-imposed. It wasn't self-imposed actually. That's a lie. I had to because I was ill. But I think it's worked out for the best. So I came back Monday. First thing I did was spar. I wanted to spar fresh Monday morning. And I sparred really well actually. Sparred really well. I only did 4 rounds. I don't spar a lot of rounds now. If I can spar 4, 5, 6 quality rounds, I'm happy because I'm not sure if the fight's 10 or 12. I've not been informed yet. The contracts are 10 or 12. I don't know if it's 10 or 12, but if I can give you a good 4 or 5 rounds, I'll give you 10 or 12. They might not be the best 10 or 12 in the world. Like the first fight, they weren't a great 10 or 12, but I'll be there for 10 or 12. I
can't believe it. Did you hear what he just said? He just said, only spar 4 rounds. Now, there is this, I wouldn't call it pseudoscience necessarily. There are these, what do you call them, theories or hypotheses that once you're an experienced fighter, you don't really want to be taking a whole bunch of head damage. So Dave's saying he only does 4 rounds now. I don't know, man. There's nothing like sparring though. That's the thing. Especially if you're trying to get in there and walk someone down, you got to be fit. And Dave was goosed himself. So he's saying, "Oh, I can do 4 rounds in sparring." That's the most realistic thing you can do. Now, what you can change it. You don't have to always be throwing bombs to the head, right? That's what you should do. Do 6 proper rounds, and then another 8 rounds where you're lowering. You're not trying to knock someone's head off. I don't know what he does for his training plan. Maybe that's what he's saying. Maybe he's saying I only do 4 proper rounds. Even then, though, man, if you're sparring once a week when Usyk has sparring, he does 12 rounds. It probably does more. I've heard Boots Ennis does like 24 rounds, obviously smaller weights, but Usyk certainly does 12, 15 rounds. So if they're doing it, you can't get your on a bag and whatever else. I don't, in my opinion, you can't get your listen. I can whack that bag and think I'm the second coming of Muhammad Ali himself. And you get in a spar and 2 minutes in, you're puffing, man. It's a different situation. There's nothing like it. You can't, in my little experience, you can't replicate it. Yeah, I'm training X amount of times a week, whacking the bag. Yeah, I'm super fucking man. You get in there with someone in front of you. And I think the difference is, when someone's in front of you, when you're in the bag, yeah, you can be a bit lax. So, and you're not reacting. I think it's the reactions which make you tired. Like if someone goes to punch you and you have to reflex, that reflex is super explosive and therefore taxing on your system. When you're on a bag, really, yeah, even if you're moving a lot, you're not reacting though. You're not having to explode. Or on the offensive side, in front of a bag, you're punching when you want to. When someone's in front of you, that little tiny opportunity they're offering up, you have to twitch, right? You have to whack as quickly as possible. You have to react to land your shots. You have to react to defend. It's super explosive, unimaginably so compared to a pad session or a bag session. So I'm sorry, I just don't agree. I don't agree with this, to be honest. And he said, even admits himself, if it was possible, to spar 4 rounds for a 12-round fight, guess what? He'd have had gas in the back 10. And to be honest, in any other sport, we understand you take more head damage, but there must be ways to work around that. For example, if you're training for a 400 meter as a runner, you don't do 100 meters, right? If you're training to be a 400 meter runner, you don't say, "Oh, I'm just going to do 100 meter sprints." That's not what you're doing, bottom line. You'll be good for 100 meters and you'll be goosed for the last 200. Yeah? Good 100 and 200 meter runners, they can't make it to 400. Well, not competitively. Yes, different sports. Yes, there's no damage, but there must be ways, man. Soft to the head, hard to the body. I don't know. Usyk be doing it. Usyk found a way. I've never heard of this before. Most times we hear about top level fighters doing 12 rounders. They're bringing in 4 different sparring partners. So they're getting more work towards the back end. When they're knackered in the rounds 6 to 12, they're getting fresh dudes in there. I've never heard Beterbiev or Usyk come out and say, "Yeah, listen guys, I'm not flying no sparring partner. I'm only flying in one sparring partner because I only need to do 3 rounds and I can." What Dave's saying here is, I'll do 4 good rounds and I'll blag my way to the end. And he said himself it won't even look good. It didn't look good. Imagine if he'd have been strong in the back straight, he'd have got him out of there. You was hanging as much as he was. It's like, what? James Toney, for example, he allegedly never hit the bag. Pure sparring. Yes, you can say, well, look at him now. There's extremes, right? James Toney's probably an extreme, but I've never heard of this. I've never heard of preparing for a 12 rounder doing 4 rounds, doing 4 or 5 or even 6 quality rounds. Well, what's that? Great, you quality to 6. What about the next half of the fight? It doesn't matter how good you are in the first 6, right? Unless you knock them out. I don't think Dave's going to knock him out early. Dave's whole thing should be Warthog. Warthogs have to end strong. You can't be goosing with the reflex guys. If you're as knackered as the reflex guys, where's your edge gone? Dave's the slow plodder. The slow plodders have to be methodically slow and plodding for the duration of the 12 rounds. If you're as knackered as the Twitch guy, like Johnny Fisher's quicker than Dave. So if you're as knackered as him, it's just basically a 50-50 fight. You ain't got no edge to work with. I can't believe what these trainers are doing as well. Like, who's training these guys? And you can say, "Oh, Dave Allen shot and whatever else, and he shouldn't be taking no more headshot." Listen, man, it's the fight game, and you've got a fight contract. You need to be sparring 12 rounds, in my opinion. Even for a 10 rounder, I'd be doing 12. It's better to have more than less and find ways to make it so you're not taking as much damage. Because all this Dave Allen that goes on walks and goes on runs. Sorry, people. Fake news. Yeah, in my opinion. You can run all you want. It's nothing like when you got a man in front of you. What it does to your heart, in my opinion. What do I know? Probably nothing, but if it was the case, Mo Farah would be the hardest man alive, right? If it was possible. If running meant you was conditioned to fight, Usain Bolt would be the heavyweight champion of the world, wouldn't he? Ridiculous. It don't work like that, man. Or if you're able to cross discipline, then Michael Phelps would be the best runner. He's not. Yeah? Every individual sport, your fitness is almost... It's super unique to that sport. You can be fit, even when, think of it like this. You know, when you take a squat, for example, yeah? If you squat a certain way, let's say you have a wide squat or a narrow squat. Let's say you're a narrow squatter and you can do 100 kilos. You go to wide squatting and you put that same 100 kilos on your back, it'll feel like King Kong's on your back. And that's what you're doing, the same movement. So even within the exact same movement, changing things a little bit, it puts you out. Point. Running like this and boxing, very little transference in my opinion. That's my opinion.
If I'm in the fight and I'm enjoying it and I'm at the races, I've turned up with my correct head on, I give anyone 10 rounds, not bothered. So I sparred Monday. Sparred really well, actually. Sparred really well.
He probably did for 4 rounds. I'd spar. I mean, come on, most people would spar well for 4 rounds. That's the Ben Whittaker effect. Most people can look good for 4. That's not where money's at, unfortunately, in championship boxing.
That's my second spar back. Hopefully another 3 or 4 spars, actually. I'd like to do another 3 or 4. For the last fight, I sparred 18 rounds. And it were enough to get my eye back in, but I think I could do with a few more.
So for the last fight, he sparred 18 rounds in the whole camp. That is, honestly, it's one of two things has to be true here. Either Dave Allen is on the verge of a science breakthrough, the first man ever to be able to. That's like what? That's like 2 rounds a week on average, right? I've heard of people doing 2 12-rounders a week. Seriously, I think that might. Yeah, I've heard when people go into training camp, they're sparring twice a week. That might be excessive. I think you can get away with one solid. If you're doing a 12-rounder once a week, that'd be the minimum in my opinion. You're essentially replicating what you can do on fight nights. You've got, let's say you have a 10-week camp, you've got 8 replications of what you've got to do. Twice a week, I wouldn't necessarily, if you're varying, as long as you're not whacking someone to the head a whole bunch, or you're good enough not to get hit loads, I don't even necessarily have a problem with doing twice a week, to be honest. Not that I'm an expert in boxing, but I'd guess once a week though, 12 rounds is a minimum. 18 rounds, that's not even out of in your whole 8-week camp. You've only replicated once what you've got to do. Your body has to be used to doing that. You have to be used to doing 12 rounds for it to feel comfortable on the night. Listen, your mind will get you so far. Your mind will get you so far, no doubt. Dave's, to some extent, got a good mind. And in terms of experience, he understands what's required of him. He's able to keep calm, which enables him to probably do more rounds than his actual cardio base should allow him to. That said, inevitable. Look at the first fight. Even though you was on top for most of it, certainly after 5, you looked as knackered as he was. It was like that. Johnny Fisher was finished, and you was just as finished. That's why it was messy. That's why it was ultimately a draw. You should have closed him out. Given your experience, if your fitness was there, you'd have finished him. But it wasn't. So Dave's relying too much on this experience rubbish, and not enough for the real things that matter. If it was possible, people, to just black things on experience, then Usyk wouldn't bother training, right? Because who's the most experienced right now? Alexander Usyk. Why is he training so hard if you can just go into a fight and blag it? Oh, well, I know what I'm doing, so I don't need to train. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. If Dave Allen committed, how many hours do you think a week he spends on video games? I bet it's more than 18 rounds worth for an 8-week camp. Who here thinks Dave Allen, how many minutes is that? 18 times 3. Who here thinks Dave Allen spent more than... Is that it? 60? Oh, wow. It's only an hour. Wow. 18 rounds times by 3 minutes is an hour. Not even that. It's 50. 18 rounds. Am I gone cross-eyed? That's less than an hour. What is it? 54 minutes. Dave Allen. Who here thinks Dave Allen spent more than 54 minutes playing video games in his 8-week camp? I do. But yeah, he ain't applied that much effort to the sparring, which is going to directly impact how he performs. I don't know what to tell this guy, man.
I feel quite fresh as well, actually. Yeah, I feel alright. I think when I retired after I was sparring Usyk and having all the fights back to back and that, all fucked, I got a bit shot one, to be honest. But the rest of me will good. I feel quite fresh, yeah. I taking the punch as good as ever, and I feel good, yeah. Nothing's bothering me, nothing really phasing me. I feel good, so I'd like to do a little bit more sparring this time, try and be a little bit bit sharper, especially for really on. I think he might come and have a go at me early, so I'd like to, instead of weather the storm this time, I'm going to look to counter punch and give him some back. So I hope he comes on to me, make the job a bit easier. And instead of just weathering the storm and giving a few rounds away, if you're going to win the early rounds...
Dave, for me, is like an optimist here. Oh, I hope he comes at me. He's not coming at you, man. That's what he did the first time. Johnny Fisher's team and himself, he'll know. Oh, he'll hear this video. You're not even going to be... I'm hoping, part of me hopes that Dave's playing us. Oh, I've been really sick. Oh, I haven't been training. I'm hoping it could be. I think Dave's smart enough to potentially put something out there that makes him look bad and makes him look like he's not going to be ready. Hopefully that's the case. But taking him at his word. What did he say again? Wait a minute. These mutts are talking.
I hope it comes on to me.
That was it, coming on strong. Johnny Fisher doesn't need to come on strong. Yeah? He got too carried away. He's got the speed and the youth and the fitness. And who here thinks Johnny Fisher's only sparred 18 rounds in 10 weeks or 8 weeks? No, not even close. He'll be doing at least 12 rounds a week, I'd assume. Yeah, that's what he'll be doing. I've heard Tyson Fury even say before, I sparred 100 rounds for this camp. So do the maths. It's not 18 rounds, is it? And that's Tyson Fury, who's renowned to be lazy and has like 5-week camps or 6-week camps, right? So make it make sense. Yeah?
I'd like to do a little bit more sparring this time, try and be a little bit sharper, especially for really on. I think he might come and have a go at me early, so I'd like to...
He's not having a go at you. He's going to box your head off with his speed and his youth and his fitness, and you're going to have to be fit enough to warthog him, which you won't be. And I think, honestly, my base case is now, assuming it's true, you're going to see Dave Allen plodding around, goosed. It's going to be a heavy bag session from Johnny Fisher. He won't stop Dave Allen, but it's going to be a sad night to be Dave Allen. That's how it's going to look. It's going to look like a young guy and an old guy who ain't been training. That's how it will look. Johnny Fisher's not going to go in there thinking it, unless he... Listen, if Johnny Fisher is kind of worn Dave down and there's 2-3 rounds to go and Dave's clearly wilting, he might up the pressure. Johnny Fisher's not going to start strong again. Once you've gone for that kind of fight that was the first fight and you've been puffing like Johnny Fisher was, you're not doing that again. You're not thinking... He knows he can't punch like that now, right? He knows that this ain't Alan the Cabbage Babbage who's just going to jump on the floor. He'll come out, box to a strategy, and not take no chances unless Dave Allen's proper hanging and it's sitting in there ready for the taking. That's what he's going to do. I hope he comes right at me. Well, obviously, Dave... Fucking hell, man. You got lucky the first time as such, because he was on the hype train. Look at AJ versus Ruiz. When he's on the hype train, he comes out, bosh. After he gets popped, oops, super cautious. This is textbook, man. Johnny Fisher's not going to come out red hot. Forget about it. You're going to have to apply pressure on him and wear him out. And you're not going to have the guts to do it if you've only been sparring 4 rounds a week. 3 rounds a week. I think it's 2 rounds a week. If you have a 7-week camp... How many? 9 rounds... No. 10-week camp he was having. 18 rounds. It's less than 2 rounds a week. Yeah? But even if you take him at 4... Even if you're doing 4 rounds a week, what's that doing? Right? What's that doing? Not being funny. What is this? Amateurs, right? When you're preparing for an amateur bout of 3 rounds, you're doing 4 at minimum, right? Most amateurs are probably doing 5 or 6 in the gym to be ready for a 3-rounder. Because you can't be explosive. If you're only doing 3 rounds, but when you get them little gloves on and then the pressure's on you, if all you've trained for is 3 rounds, you'll be knackered after 1.5. You always do more than you got to do. That's just how your body works. I can't think of a sport who does that, who does less. If you're a 400-metre runner, guess what you do? You train in 800 metres. Of course, there'll be times you do less volume, work in different energy systems, but you go over and you go under. So you make sure your sprint game's on point and you make sure your endurance is on point. And then you do a bit in the middle as well for your actual event. This guy, he's preparing for... Dave, you're barely preparing for an amateur 3-round bout by doing 4 rounds. Seriously. You're barely preparing for a 3... People, come on, man. Come on. Amateurs don't even do 4 rounds for a 3-rounder. What's going on here? What's going on? Come on. It must be fake news, I'm guessing. I'm guessing he's trying to play us.
Instead of weather the storm this time, I'm going to look to counter punch and give him some back. So I hope it comes on to me, make the job a bit easier. And instead of just weathering the storm and giving a few rounds away, if you're going to win the early rounds this time, I'm going to fucking make him wait for it. If he runs and boxes, it's a different story, obviously, but yeah, I'd like to do a few more rounds this time and be a bit sharper and have a go early myself. That is the plan. Probably shouldn't give the plan away, but it is what it is.
Honestly, that wouldn't be my advice. And I think, again, Dave might be playing 6th dimensional chess here, and I hope so. Dave, he's never going to come out there and blow Johnny Fisher out. But when you're a warthog, you can't compete. It's like, who here thinks Liam Cameron's going to go in there and blow Ben Whittaker out? Very unlikely. When people are quicker and have got better reflexes, it's very hard to get them out early unless you catch them. But again, that's a lottery shot. You're going to have to wear him down. Where is youthless? Where is youth out? Where is training out? And then wail over him. Yeah. That's how it will go. That's how Dave Allen wins this fight. A bit like how he should have won the first fight. That's his best he can hope for. He's not going to go. He's not a puncher. Dave Allen's not going to clip you. I've seen Dave Allen in there with pure plumbers. That last fight he had before Johnny Fisher. I think that was a 6 round. Let's have a look. But that guy, Dave Allen didn't blow him out. It was in a York, not in a York Hall, but it was in the back house of nowhere. I want to see how many rounds it was for. But Dave didn't go in there and smoke him. I'm thinking, whatever you say about Johnny, bash. He's not that guy. Here we go, look. Here we go, 4-rounders. This is Dave all over having 4-rounders, right? Ami Buschetta, 4 rounds, points. Jake Darnell, 4 rounds, points. Yeah? And this guy's 2-25. Let's have a look. He's been KO'd 7 times. So 7 times people have got him out of there. I mean, he knows what he's doing. He knows his way around the ring, to be fair. But then again, people have knocked him out as well. Moses Jolly knocked him out. So there's a whole... people have knocked this guy out before 4 rounds. Dave Allen went the distance with 2 of these dudes here who have been stopped multiple times within 4 rounds. Okay? Why didn't you get these guys out of there? Why didn't you put it on these guys? You ain't putting it on Johnny Fisher if you didn't put it on these guys. It's unbelievable. Is it sad? Not really. It's Dave Allen. This is what he does. He can't help himself.
That is the plan. He'll have to be good to beat me, I think. So yeah, did that Monday night. I had a good run Monday. I run for an hour non-stop. My weight, I'm about 19 stone at the minute. I think, you know what, I was planning on coming in light and then just don't think it suits me anymore. I think I'm quite a big fella, really. And when I get under 18 stone, I don't feel the same. I was going to come in light, but...
Here we go again. This is like, you know them fat birds you get? Oh, no, I think I'm big boned. It's not the fact I'm eating heaps of calories. I'm big boned and this is how I'm supposed to be. No, that's not how God intended it, for you to be big and merry looking. Yeah, this is the fallacy of the fatty. Oh, I'm supposed to be this big. I mean, we all do it. Oh, well, I'm just big and strong. That's how they pitch it for the men. Big and strong, they pitch it. Big and strong for the men and curvy for the women. Come on, Dave. Let's call a spade here, man. Let's call a spade. You didn't want to lose weight. It's hard to do. No one really wants to do it. No one likes cutting weight, right? And I wouldn't mind if it was someone else. If it's a strategy. This isn't a strategy, though. This is Dave all over. He don't want to lose weight. And he's trying to convince himself it's the right thing to do. Yeah? That's what he's going to do here.
Not for Johnny Fisher. Johnny Fisher's a big, strong fella, you know. I like to be a physical presence. I want to be able to push him around. And when I'm a bit heavier, I hold a better shot. And I hit a hell of a lot harder as well. So, I don't know, maybe similar to the first fight. Maybe a pound or 2 heavier, actually.
Oh, he's putting even more weight on, man. If Dave tells you it's 2 pounds heavy, he's going to come in 10 pounds heavier, man. And that maybe I'll wait for the weigh-in, actually. If he comes in over what he was before, it would tell me that he's learnt nothing. And I do think, whatever you say about Johnny, I think Johnny will have learnt something. And that was Dave's best shot. And he won that fight by the nick of his teeth. It's not going to be the same, is the point. It's not going to be the same. And I think we've seen this over and over with Dave Allen. He gets a little bit of success and it goes straight to his head. He wasn't doing much even when he gets his success in the gym. He gets a little bit of success and runs with it. I can just do 2 rounds of sparring each week because I know what I'm doing. I'll come in heavier actually because I know what I'm doing. I don't need it for Johnny Fisher.
I was thinking about it and I thought I'm never going to have fast hands or fast feet. So why be lighter to try and be faster? Needs to do a few more rounds to get the timing down.
So he talks about, well, I'm never going to be the fastest, and that might be true. What we know is, though, he's only explained one side of the equation. Oh well, I'm not going to be the fastest guy. True, but it doesn't mean you need to be the slowest guy. And by staying at the same weight and or getting heavier, you're just going to get slower. So you're saying you want to be slow. If you're already slow and you're carrying some weight, how do you get quicker? You lose some of the weight. Look at Usyk, for example. You don't necessarily need to be the biggest, stiffest heavyweight of all time. He's really set the precedent that speed kills. And I've noticed that myself. I actually find I prefer sparring bigger guys, man. You can see what's coming, right? Seriously. Yeah, they might whack harder, but if you get your hands right, you can. It's the little guys. Their feet are coming in, they're coming out, and it's all happening at once. And it feels like, whoa, I'm in a bad movie here. I'd rather be in there with a big stiff idiot, because the feet are coming, the hands are coming, and you can see it. You got a split second extra to see it coming. When you were talking about 260s for Dave Allen, AJ, who's 2 inches tall, 3 inches taller, and a lot of lean body mass, he's fought at 240. Yeah? If AJ can fight at 240, Dave Allen, 3 inches smaller and nowhere near as dense, shouldn't be more than 240. Dubois, again, he's gone up a bit recently. He's a big old unit as well. Dave Allen weighs more than Daniel Dubois. Make that make sense. It's ridiculous. Sorry. It's ridiculous. And these trainers, I don't really understand. I just don't. Listen, I'm not a professional boxing coach, but I don't understand the logic behind it, man. Yeah? I want to be in shape. And you can tell someone, obviously, bodies don't win fights, right? But in recent times, you've seen people like Bacoli, people like Fury, believe being bigger, it does something. And in reality, what have we seen? Bacoli's still up in the air, but still, he got knocked out. Bottom line, he come in big and fat and got knocked out. That's what happened to him. Yeah, that's what happened to him. He had one good fight. Fury, punched up, didn't add no power, and was knackered. Dave Allen, we're going to find out what happens there. I don't see the evidence. If anything, I'm seeing the small. Then again, Joe Parker put weight on for Bacoli, but that hasn't been tested yet with Parker. Hasn't been tested, to be honest. But Parker might be But Parker's quick though. To be fair to Parker, Parker doesn't necessarily need extra speed. He already has speed. He is quick, naturally quick. So him putting weight on, it might not be as bad. Someone already slow though. If you're already slow, the last advice I'd give you is to put weight on. You'll definitely get slow. It's like Joe Joyce putting weight on. You don't want to do that, man. He's already slow as you like. You don't put no more weight on, man. Come on.
I've got good timing. I'm not the fastest, but got good timing and quite clever. So yeah, maybe the weight and that. I don't know. I've got 4.5 weeks left. I could get down to 18 stone, but I think I might sit a bit heavier than that. Actually, I think I might come in a bit heavier than 18 stone, maybe 18 and a half. But yeah, sparred well. I'm running well. I wouldn't say I'm running exceptionally fast. Although tomorrow I'm going to put a faster running session in. I won't be breaking no records, but a bit faster. It's not really the speed, it's the heart rate, actually. Box in the morning, run good tomorrow night. Bit of a graph session Thursday morning with the bag circuit. Thursday afternoon I'll probably have off. Friday morning, I'll be with my friends Friday morning. We train together Friday mornings. Do a bit of boxing, I think, this week. Bit of boxing, bit of cardio, bit of steady stuff. And then finish off Friday night, steady run, Saturday morning, probably a walk. I feel good, yeah. A lot of people have been a bit quiet. Yeah, the first fight, I was fucking well up for the first fight. This fight, probably not. Like, I know, I like something. It's easy when I've got something to prove me. I like it when they write me off and that, I like it. And this time, not really got that, but I promised after the Clark fight, I said to Jamie, like, look, I'll come in shape every time. I'll come in shape and ready, so.
Listen, I don't know what part. Is he playing possum? Is he trying to hit Johnny Fisher with the okie doke? I don't know what he's doing. But taking him at his word, these aren't good signs from Dave. oh, I was really up for the fight. What's this guy again? You'd think this guy's done it all, and he's got all millions in the bank, and he's proper set up, and he's thinking, what am I really doing this for? Really, this is his. He hasn't hit the platform yet. Winning this fight gives him a solid platform to work from for other big British level fights. Losing this fight, it's like, okay, maybe we'll feed you to a Talma. I mean, this is it. This is the one you should be buzzing for. The first fight you had doubters, and it got you to this point of the rematch. This is the fight that really matters, though. Your next fight is it's one of them ones. Your next fight is always the one that really matters. You're here again. It's interesting how different people have, like Usyk can just get out every time he's hitting it. And you got Dave, it's like 1 up, 2 down. This is your chance, bro. Yeah? Who cares? Oh, I like being the underdog. You're still the underdog, like I said. You're not the favourite. You're not even close. Let's have a quick look, actually. I think you're a heavy underdog as well. Dave Allen, odds checker, Fisher. I'm pretty sure it's 3-1 underdog. And regardless of that, do it for yourself. Prove it to yourself. Don't worry about, I'm not really buzzing for it. When else are you going to be buzzing? If you can't get up for this type of opportunity for 300, 400, 500 grand, which puts you on to the next 3, 4, 500 grand, when do you get up for it? No, it's 2.5-1 underdog. When do you get up for it, people? What, playing video games? Is that what you're buzzing for? That's wild, man. I wish I could make 300 bags for a night's work, seriously. Chew their hand off and come in on point as well. Actually, do you know how rare it is to be given the opportunity to make hundreds of thousands doing something that is a hobby, essentially? Sports are a hobby. Let's call it a spade. It's not proper. No one's depressed going to... Maybe Dave is, but no one's depressed going to do sports. I wouldn't have thought. That's what you love to do. It's like a chore for him. Don't know what to say. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's playing possum. I hope he's in red hot shape. I think you can, honestly. If I thought that Dave Allen was red hot for this, I'd have him a massive favourite. Knowing what Dave's like, the history of him, I'm not holding my breath. I'm really not. I think we'll see. I think Dave Allen, my base case is, it's a kind of 8-2 fight for Fisher. I think Dave Allen's going to go in there, be knackered, and it will be I made it to the end type performance from him. And then Dave Allen will slap Johnny Fisher on the back and say, I'm glad it went to you kind of thing. I get them vibes from Dave. He doesn't have no spite in him. Yeah? And meanwhile, you got Johnny Fisher's dad. I'll play the clip quickly, actually. Here we go.
Forgive me if I'm speaking out of line. A little bit more spite from Johnny in this.
You're not the first person that said it. Listen, Johnny and Dave are friends. They respect each other, but it's a bit too nicey in the first one, and I think Johnny got lulled into a little bit of being too nice, and he didn't have that fire in his belly. He had it for Babbage. He didn't have it in his belly. He's definitely got it this time. There's something different about him. You're not the only person to have mentioned it, so I think you need that. You need that little edge.
Definitely. Is it fair?
So he's saying that Dave's not your friend, and if you've watched some of this big dude, Jabba the Bosh, if you've from Jabba the Bosh before or recently after the Dave Allen, they've kind of switched up on Dave. Yeah, when they thought Dave was a big stiff idiot, they were going to use as a bouncing frame to move up in their career. They were all friendly. Since he got punched up, they've pulled back on it. Dave's still really giving the friend bars. He was even saying, I'm not going to say nothing bad about them. This is what people are like in life. Yeah, when you're on the way up and you think you're stepping on people, everyone can be humble then. Yeah, it's easy for Johnny Fisher thinking, this is a stepping stone, to be humble and to be all friendly. Now he's got punched up, he realises, and they're probably doing the right thing. That's how you should feel. You should feel some venom. Dave just don't. He just don't see. He's just always like this. He's always like this, and at a low level as well. There's never any. Come on, let's have it. And even then, even if he does get some come on, let's have it, he ain't got the gas for it anyway. You can have all the come on, let's have it you want. 4 rounds in and you're knackered. Your heart can only, your mind and your will can only do so much. Bottom line, that's the end of it. You can't will your way through cardio issues. Not possible. It'll help. It's better to have your mind on top of your. It's better to be on top of your mind than not. But it's not going to get you through a 12 rounder if you're only ready for 4. Bottom line. I hope I'm wrong. My heart's with Dave, even though it really shouldn't be, to be honest. Why? I believe Johnny's training hard, to be fair. And that's what we have to respect here. We have to respect the person who's taking it seriously. Dave Allen's been given way too many chances. And if he fluffs this one because he's not fit or he's even heavier than last time, and that's what we hear the bars are. I think I came in, I only had 9 weeks to prepare. No, you didn't, Dave. Yeah. There was people telling you from December to stay ready. This is your job. You had 6 months to prepare for this. This shouldn't have left your mind. Seriously. This should not have left your mind since the end of the last fight. So don't want to hear about, it's only had 8 weeks. Oh, they only give me 8 weeks. And I've heard him say that recently, but in the last few weeks, he goes, yeah, they only let me know 10 weeks before. I'd like to have a little bit longer. I'm thinking, really? I just don't understand this mentality of you turn up just before your fight, essentially, right? You stay doing. There must be local gyms and whatnot. You go there every day, 5 days a week, or even every other day. You do something to keep in serious shape. If you go there every other day and whack it hard, intense, that's enough. If you do 12 intense rounds, not necessarily sparring, but of something proper intense, 180 beats a minute heart rate every other day, that'll keep you in pretty good shape, ready for your camp. I don't know what to tell you, man. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like for the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this when people stop it. Bash.